All right, welcome to the Omega Studio News and TalkShowTea. I'm your host, Kareem Clemons. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for following me. Today is June the 2nd, 2020, and I'm so excited to be here to see you on another installment. This is Virtual Protest. I'm so excited. It's just so much happening on this Tuesday. I do want to start off with this breaking news right here, right now. With everything happening within the cities from Los Angeles to Long Beach to Chicago to Atlanta and also New York, woke up to some devastating news here in the city of New York. Uh, we have now confirmed right here that there is looting going on. Grand Concourse Pharmacy. There are other businesses on the Grand Concourse that is being destroyed by people, and they're also saying that these people are not people who are part of the protest. So what I'm saying is that what we need to do is we need to do this peacefully and in order instead of damaging other people's property. Was that OPP? Other people's property. We need to be protesting uh, very well. I'm not going to say quietly because if you do it quietly, they're not going to hear you. But to do it peacefully in order, that's what matters. But people are doing it in a way that they are vandalizing stuff, and by them vandalizing it, it's just that it's just uncalled for. So it just doesn't really look well for people who are exercising their First Amendment, and that is the right of freedom of speech. So what I want to say is, I know a lot of people are saying, well, we keep hearing all this all over again. It's just a repeat. You hear someone die, and then the next thing you know, people are protesting, and people. This is the first time that I've ever seen people looting like craziness like this. But this is time where we have to step up and stand out. We have to really, really do something about this before someone becomes the next victim. Me, you, someone of your family, of your friend. We have to really step up and step out. What my opinion here for virtual protests is that we should go out and take some of the knowledge that we are using to protest, and we want our voice to be heard, and not just our voice, not our voice, but also our vote. Okay, and if we can take that and go to Washington, and we can use these tools to say, hey, listen, uh, we want this in play, because if something like this happens again, then everybody will be ready when it happens. Just like when I did this back in when Eric Gardner was killed, and he was killed by the police officer. If we would have had laws into play instead of, because we already knew something like this was going to happen again. Like, maybe someone's maybe not in a chokehold, okay, the same way by that officer, but this man died. George Floyd died in the same way of being choked out. And I can tell you the information is coming in where they're saying that the medical examiner and the family commission autopsy agreed that George Floyd died from his death was a homicide. Uh, they're saying that his death was a homicide. They're also saying that there was two autopsies that was performed. One was performed by the city, and the other one was performed by the private individual. One of them is saying that George Floyd may have died from a heart attack that led the from the pressure on his neck, and then other autopsy are saying that he may have died from asphyxiation. So let's look at social media, because we want to get this clear, especially here on the Mega Studio News and Talk Show T, because a lot of people are definitely out there protesting, they're out there looting, and for those people who are looting, you're just destroying your own people's businesses. Okay, and not only that, there was like a comment that somebody had said online. They were saying that it's not black people, it's just white and Asian people. Well, no, it's everybody. If you go look at those videos that are surfacing online, it is black people, it is white people who are there looting and doing destruction to this area. So it's not just Asian, white, black, it's everybody. Okay, everybody's doing it. All right. So just like everybody's protesting, they're protesting peacefully, but obviously they're using the protest as a way to go to these businesses and loot. And then when all this is said and done, when everything is damaged, when everything is broken, everything is stolen, then where are you guys going to go to in your community to shop? Where are you going to go to bring? Oh, you're going to go online, you're going to go to Amazon, you're going to start delivering offline. Come on now. It doesn't make your community safer. It doesn't make your community look good. Uh, it just looks like the only thing that everybody's worried about is just stealing. Where's the peace? Where's the justice? This is not peace. This is not justice. People who are stealing and damaging this stuff is just definitely not the right cause. And it's just not, your voice is not going to be heard if you do stuff like that. All they're going to do is just continue to send in the police, the state police, the sheriff, the National Guard, and just arrest people and then arrest people for no apparent reason. You were just standing there and someone just arrested you. Or someone, you was just standing there peacefully with your sign and someone threw something at you. It's just really crazy. And it's just that I understand that people are exercising their amendment by, going out there and protesting, but, we got to do it peacefully. All right. So according to social media, they're saying that George Floyd autopsy has been, it happened, and this is what they're saying. Also, too, before I continue this part of the segment of virtual protest, I do want to say that there will be a lot of things different here on the Mega Studio News and Talk Show T and how I deliver things to you guys because it seems like, let's see, one of my videos got copyrighted strike. I did a video for you guys on the SpaceX, and unfortunately, I got a copyright strike for that. So I think it's more of how I deliver and display certain things on my page. So I'll be looking out for that. And also, too, it's just going to be a little things different here on here. And I do know like some information that I am bringing in. And also, I'm learning on how to, safely do the videos without getting copyright strikes. Okay, so just bear with me. All right, Minneapolis. Both, they're saying that the medical examiner's office had concluded an autopsy for George Floyd, and they had ruled that the death of Floyd uh, was triggered. It was a homicide, and that the 46-year-old heart stopped beating while the police restrained him and compressed his neck. So we want to get that out there. According to Minneapolis, the medical examiner is saying that George Floyd, 46, heart stopped beating while police restrained him and compressed his neck. Okay, so they compressed his neck, and that was what caused him to succumb to him dying. Well, succumb is dying. For him to die is that what led to it. So I really believe that this officer should be held accountable. Now, I'm also, it's a little bit tricky because I'm seeing that this man, this officer, we're not going to use his name, was charged with second-degree murder. Now, that brings me back to Trayvon Martin and George Zimmerman. When the police officer told him to not go and proceed, that was where they used that part right there to try to convict him. But unfortunately, they failed because they didn't have enough evidence. So I don't want this case when they go to court to be like, okay, well, we don't have enough evidence to prove that this man, this officer, he was doing his job, but in the same way, he was attending to a man. Now, I'm speaking from the prosecutor side because we might have another George Zimmerman case. where they may bring this man to justice, and then next thing you know, he may be found not guilty. And then we may have other things that's going on. But let me just do this. I understand everybody's saying the circumstances is that this man murdered this 46-year-old man, the man, George Floyd, on the ground. Okay, we see that. We see the video. We see the video. Now, I'm going to play devil advocates. I'm going to play pro and I'm going to play con. Okay? Now, look at it. Now, we see that the video, now everybody's saying that, oh, this man was murdered on national television. He was murdered on a video. He was murdered. He was murdered right there. We can see the officer with his knee right on this man's neck, and it's right there. We can see it. There is no justification. It's right there. But then their part is going to be like, you know what? If this man is saying that he can't breathe, then how is he being choked if he can't breathe? Now, hold on. I'm only playing from their part, okay? Now, if somebody is choking, if somebody's choking, and I'm like, I'm choking, then I can't speak because something's obstructing me from talking. So if now I'm playing devil advocates here. I'm on their. I'm not on their side. I'm speaking from their point of view because we don't want to have another George Zimmerman case. You see what happened with him when he went to trial and they used that whole "don't proceed." Then that's when they try to convict him, but they found him not guilty. So my thing is this: they can use, okay, well, if they're saying that this man is choking and he's saying that he can't breathe, then how is it that they're saying that this officer is pinning his neck, his knee against this man's neck? And if he's saying that he can't breathe, then how is he talking? If you can hear him, that's what they're going to say. Then this is saying that the autopsy is saying that, again, his knee was on his neck and it may have pressed from the asphyxiation. Okay. Now, mind you, people, I showed y'all a video of me being choked. Okay. And I can tell you, it is no fun being choked. Okay. Now, I know what George Floyd went through. I know what Eric Gardner felt when they were being choked. When that man had his neck around when that man had his arm around my neck, okay, he was choking me, okay? There was a couple of things that was going through my mind that I can honestly say that Eric Gardner and George Floyd was thinking, and that is breathing. If you can see, when he had his arm around my neck, my number one focus was to breathe, was try to breathe. And when I knew a little bit, because I was still conscious, because I had the camera rolling, I was still talking, and I was holding. So if you go back and look at that video, the man is choking me, and he's squeezing so hard that it's up on my windpipe. Now, mind you, on your neck you have your artery, you have your carotid artery. And these veins are more important because if you apply pressure to these areas, it could cause a person to go unconscious. And if a person is unconscious by being obstructed by these two, veins in your neck, then that's going to be a problem. And in George Floyd case and in Eric Gardner case, they said at one point that they could not breathe. And at one point, when that man had his arm around my neck, I could not breathe. But in the same way, I was still trying to get my breath and try to breathe to tell this man to get off of me. And I think that that's where it falls at, where Floyd was telling this man that he couldn't breathe. And once when that happened, then he should have released at least his knee from this man's neck and then at least hold him down, because he was already restrained. He wasn't resistant. Didn't look like he was resistant, according to the video. So my thing is, a little bit more could have been done with that situation. And I understand when the fact is that they can't, you say you can't breathe. However, the number one important thing when someone is obstructing this area is trying to get breath. And that breath is trying to breathe. And in this case, Floyd couldn't breathe. And Eric Gardner couldn't breathe. And in this case, this officer was charged with second degree murder. And we really don't want another George Zimmerman when we have a court case where a black man was killed, a white man is charged, and then he was found not guilty. Okay, because back then when Trayvon Martin was killed, everybody did damage. Okay, they did damage to the city. They protest. They did it with justice, and they did it in decency and order. But now it's like we keep having and seeing in the news that black individuals are being killed by individuals who just don't give a fuck. Okay, pardon my language. But we're going to go here too. They're saying that the medical examiner released a report on Monday listed that the cardio preliminary arrest, complicating law enforcement, subdued, restraint, and neck compression as the cause of death. So what does that say? George Floyd died from apparently being choked to death. Okay, obviously it's here, the neck compression. Obviously he must have his knee on this carotid artery or on his vein that will lead to him passing out or going into unconscious. And again, the family autopsy stated that asphyxiation from subdued pressure was the cause of Floyd's death. And I really believe that it should be more to the charge, not just second degree. I think it should just be more, premeditated murder. This man premeditated murder. This man murdered this man even after he said he couldn't breathe. And I thought it was a law that said that if anybody had said, like within police custody, that if they couldn't breathe or if they couldn't, if they had a medical emergency, that they were supposed to have gotten, the personnel was supposed to have come right then and there to check this person out. But again, we didn't see that. We seen 4 officers. We seen 3 officers holding this man, one on his neck and one standing there like it was nothing. He didn't even say, yo, man, chill, man. Yo, it's enough, man. It's okay. Like, he's already down. Like, can't you see it's being recorded? Like, come on now, show some. That didn't happen. He sat there and he watched just as well as his other buddies watch. And I see why the people are going crazy and why they are protesting. But come on now, this whole looting stuff has to disperse. It has to stop because again, people, you are destroying your own shit. I'm sorry to say it. You're destroying your own property. You're destroying businesses of moms and pop businesses. Okay, small businesses that are already not only trying to get back into order from the coronavirus, but come on now, they can't even get back into order because now their store's destroyed. And then people who come to work, they can't work because there's nothing to work for. There's nothing to do. And these people can't work because they have no paycheck. They have no paycheck because their store is destroyed. And I think people need to look at all this and they need to say, what can we do? And right now, what I'm doing is I'm virtually protesting. All lives matter for everybody, and I think that we should do it peacefully. And those people who are watching, if you could like the video, if you could share the video. This is not no political statement. This is virtual protest. I can't be out there to protest. I want to be here, right here, just like they say, virtual quarantine radio, quarantine dances. Everybody doing stuff on virtual. They're doing court on virtual. They're doing workout on virtual. Then why can't we have virtual protests? Okay, so virtual protests from my people out there for justice for those who are killed for no apparent reason. Okay, this man's life should not have been taken away from him because of what they said that he was writing out bad checks or he was submitting a counterfeit $20 bill. Regardless of the nature of the crime, the man is innocent until proven guilty. It's like he was guilty right there, and that man was the judge, jury, and executor. Okay, and they took him right here. Okay, and it's just really, really ridiculous. And when is it going to stop? Who is going to be the next victim? Okay, we need to demand justice. And like I said before, we need to go out there to Washington. We need to lobby. We need to protest up there in Washington. We need to get the bills passed. We need to lobby the most important thing, and that is the things that matter to us in our community instead of destroying and tearing it up. Because when it's all over, you're going to go back to what? Nothing. Rubble. And then everybody's going to be like, well, you know what? Well, we had it here. And then what's so bad about it is that these businesses that are in these areas are first timers. First timers. What does that speak? That speaks a lot of volume to those people who are trying to open up their business in these communities. And then they do this. And what happens? They destroy it. They're destroying it. You can see all the video coverage on ABC, NBC, online, social media network. They have all these videos, Twitter. Okay, I definitely wasn't really fond about the whole police car that ran into the protesters. Okay, they tried to run into the protesters. Like, come on now, what are you trying to run into the protester for? Okay, I can understand if the officer got out the car and then they try to tell the crowd to disperse, or they was on a loud microphone and telling them to like disperse and leave or you'll get arrested. But come on now, how, and it's a video there, why would you try to take your car and drive it into people? Let me tell you something. There was a video that was online where there was an 18-wheeler that was just now, like they just now shut down the highway because there were protesters on the highway. And this 18-wheeler straight through. And there was protesters there. Now, what if the situation had happened where they took that man and, which they did, they stopped, all the protesters went around this tanker, they stopped the tanker, they took the tanker driver out, and they whooped his ass. Okay, and then the man got arrested. Now, what if those people would have went up there and went to those officers and opened up their car doors and attacked them? I'm not saying that that's what they should do, but what if that would have happened? We would have had people been arrested, somebody probably would have been injured or killed or something. But look at the situation. This officer took his car and he barreled it or tried to barrel it in front of these people. Had not cameras or anybody watching or anybody, what if he would have just went over them or rode over them? Who knows? But in this situation, the people are upset because they're saying that the mayor had agreed with the officers on their acts, which the governor of New York is saying that no, we need an independent contract investigation on what happened that day and what caused it and how we can prevent it from not happening. Okay, so again, the medical examiner report released saying that Mr. Floyd, 46, heart stopped beating while police restrained him and compressed his neck. They're also saying that they performed the autopsy and said that there was neck and back compressions. Neck and back compressions that led to a lack of flow to the brain. Now, again, when that man had his arm around my neck, again, by me moving around, he really had, because you can hear him in that video when he said he's going to release his arm from around my windpipe. And had he did that, or he was holding on really, really tight, I could have died. I could have either died, I could have lost conscious. And again, they're saying that the neck and, well, he was on the floor, so I couldn't understand the whole back because, your neck and your spine is connected to your back. And the way he had his knee on that man's neck, it was like, damn, it looked like it felt uncomfortable. Damn it, it probably was uncomfortable. And, he was on the ground. Mr. Floyd was on the ground. So with him being on the ground, his face and his neck being cringed in that ground, I can understand, what they mean when they say neck and back compressions. Okay. All right. So they're also adding that the weight on the back, the handcuffs, and the positions was contributing factors that became the impact that what caused Mr. Floyd's diaphragm to function. They're also saying that when we see the video from the back, because we have 2 points of views. We have the camera. We have the camera from the 17-year-old who viewed, and then we have the back picture. I don't know where that photo came from, and it shows the officer that was standing there, and then it shows Mr. Floyd right there on the ground, and then it shows the guy, the officer who has his knee on him, and then it shows the 3 other officers. Was it 2 other officers? So 3. Okay, so it was 4 together. So they was holding him down. So from there, it just showed that they could have done something. They could have had, okay, he was already restrained. He could have lift up his knee, and they could have went about their business, but they didn't do that. Okay, just like in the whole Eric Gardner case. Eric Gardner, he had his hands up, but when he had his hands up, the officer went behind him and took him down. Okay, and that's when he said he couldn't breathe, and then from there, I don't know what happened. Like, I don't know, he probably was pressing too hard, and then again, maybe the contributive factors that played to, the circumstances caused the death of Eric Gardner. But again, the factor is what caused that factor. That's the factor. That's what they are here for. What caused him to go down, or what caused someone to pass. And in this case, the officer who had his knee on his neck caused him to succumb from his injury. Okay, so Floyd died on May 25th after a Minneapolis police officer knelt on his neck for several minutes. And see, that's the thing. In my case, his arm was around me and see, that's the thing. It was black man, white man. That's the thing. Black man, white officer. In Eric Gardner's case, it is a black man and a white officer. In my case, it was a black man versus a white person. And I don't even know who that person was. Okay? But I do know that I could not breathe at one point because he had his arm around my windpipe. So the only reason why I'm using my story as an example is because I want you guys to feel and understand that I know what it felt like when being choked. I know you can see the videos right on my page. I know what it feels like to be choked, and it ain't no pretty picture. It is not no pretty picture. Okay, it's not no pretty picture. And then not only that, the other feeling is that the man who's doing the choking, okay, whether or not it's with your knee or your arm, it's like they have this power, because you can feel it within the resistance. And his resistance was that, okay, I'm going to either put him out or teach him a lesson or do something that is going to be rememberable. And in this case, he took his life. And in Eric Gardner's case, it took his life. And in my case, I'm alive because I'm here talking to you and showing you the video of what happened to me. Okay? And that I know what it feels like to have someone do that to someone's neck area. Okay? All right, so while he was handcuffed on the ground, crying that he could not breathe and pleading for help, and once that was the case, see, let me read this statement again. Crying that he could not breathe and plead for help. See, this is the thing. If we can go to Washington, and speak to our representatives and our Congress people that we vote to put them in office, if we can go in and try to change a law that says, hey, listen, when an officer is apprehending someone, we need to set the protocols. We need to set the standards on what we need to happen when an officer pulls us over, when an officer is stopping us. Those are the things that we need to be lobbying in Washington, at the Senate, House of Representatives, Senate, wherever in Washington, where the laws and the bills are passed. That's where we need to go and take all our attention and all our frustration out. We need to go up there. So then when we have another incident where any police officer in any city, in any state, decides to pull somebody over or try to apprehend them, then all this protesting and all this lobbying will have stuff in place to say, hey, listen, when you pull someone over, how do you pull them over? This is what you do. When you arrest someone, this is how you arrest them. This is what you do. Okay? And it also starts with the mayors, the community cities, the representatives need to sit down with the police department, the lieutenants, the commissioners, the sergeants, and they need to talk about in every city and every state on how we can work together. Let me explain something to you. When Jay-Z, Meek Mills, and everybody had came together for criminal reform, what did they do? They got all these people, they passed these laws, they got people out of jail, they got people charges dropped from marijuana, and they got people charges expunged, and all this other stuff. But we are here, ladies and gentlemen, with another killing, another killing, and someone lost their life. And again, it is through the hands of an officer. So if we can have these laws in place, ladies and gentlemen, then when we get to this situation where it says that this man was handcuffed and crying, that he could not breathe and plead for help, well, we know that if we write that into law, then we know that once when it says that an individual who is being handcuffed or an individual who is being placed in a situation to a point where they are that they cannot breathe and that they are being restrained, then the law will pass to say, listen, if the man or a woman says that they need medical attention and they can't breathe, then the law stands. They need to just back off if the person is arrested, if they're being detained, and go from there. Call a sergeant, lieutenant. I don't understand why people need to take things to the next level. And I think this is the reason why, and I read it somewhere, that they said that the only reason why that these officers are doing this is because they feel that since they have a badge and a gun, that they're exempt from the law, that they're exempt from the civil rights law from everybody. They're exempt from the things that happen because they have a gun and they have a badge and they got handcuffs and they feel that they are law, so they're above the law and they can do whatever they want. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. It's not going to happen. Okay? So again, we need laws in place in Congress and Washington. We need to lobby, and this is where we need to take the protests to there. You know, if anybody watched that movie Legally Blonde, okay, if anybody watched the movie Legally Blonde, and when they wanted to pass Bruiser's bill was a bill that was supposed to stop cosmetic testing on animals, because that's what they were doing. They were using their cosmetic testing on an animal to see whether or not it was going to be beneficial for an adult. Well, when she felt that there was not enough attention because everybody just didn't follow her, just stop it, just don't do it. You had to go more than that. What the hell did she do? She organized a forum, and she took her forum, and everybody went to Washington. Everybody went up there, and they protested, and they did what they wanted to do, and they passed Bruiser's bill. And now there is no company that is using animals to test their products on, and look what's passed. Now, if we can take our asses to Washington and protest and get the people in there and get the people out of there and clean the swamp and do all types of things that, everybody is saying, then we will have a chance for our voice and our skin color and everything else would matter, okay? If we do that. But obviously, we're not doing it. We're going out there, we're protesting, we're yelling at the police officers. Those police officers don't have anything to do with what happened. They're just doing their job. They're just doing their job. You're arguing at the wrong people. Argue at the people who got them there. And that is the representatives, the people who are in Washington. That is what they're doing. As of June 1st, 2020, the United States president had ordered that the National Guard will be out there in full force. Okay? It's not them. It is not the officers. those officers, you see some of those officers that kneel, and some of those officers, see, it's not all bad officers. You have people that are out there doing their job, but it's people out there who are messing it up for other people. Okay? And it makes a ripple effect down, and it's just so sad because this happened in Minnesota. This didn't happen in Los Angeles. This didn't happen in Georgia. This didn't happen in New York. This didn't happen in Chicago. This didn't happen in Boston. It was a ripple effect. And that ripple effect is it target to everybody because they sick and tired of being sick and tired. Okay? When is this going to stop? When is it going to stop? And it's just like people like me who have platforms, people like other people like you who have platforms to get the word across. And that's why I have virtual protests, because if I can't be out there with the people, I want to be here in the World Wide Web, virtualizing the protest to people and let them know that this needs to stop, and there needs to be a change to help every American, every citizen, whether or not you're white, black, Asian, Chinese, Japanese, Hispanic. It doesn't matter. We're all in this together, okay? And it's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. But my thing is this: to get the word across, you got to use your platform so you can get the word out there to people here in social media. Okay, so again, we need people to go out there to Congress. We need people to go out there to lobby. We need people to go out there to do stuff that's going to help individuals like me and you. So then we won't have something like this again, because it's going to happen. I hate to say that, it's going to happen again. When we see these school shootings in America and we say, oh, it's the guns, and then we want to take away the cartridge, we want to take away the automatic, we want to take away this, we want to take away that. But that's not going to stop the people who are going to be affected by all this, and that is things that doesn't matter to people. That matters to people. Okay, so hold on. I'm getting some messages here. Let me just see what we got here. Oh yeah. Let me see. Hello. How you doing? Oh yeah. I don't know what all this is. Okay. Anyway. But how you doing? Hi. All right. So my thing is this: now that they are protesting, and now that they're doing things now that they're protesting, now that they're doing things that matter, my thing is this: I feel that again, we just need to go out there and we need to protest and we need to do things. Now, let's continue to read this. The autopsy found no physical finding that support diagnosis and traumatic asphyxiation or strangulation. According to the document, would suggest that Floyd existed health condition: coronary artery disease and hypertension heart disease, combined with being restrained by the police and any potential intoxicated in his system contributed to his death. Now, we also know that he died on the scene. Now, regardless of anybody having heart disease, heart disease, or any other health existence condition or coronary artery disease, regardless of those factors, even if a person did have that, it still does not give you to be the judge, jury, executor to do this to this man. Just is unacceptable. Okay. Okay, so they're also saying that they found inconsistencies at what people saw. They're also saying that there is no other health issues that could cause the contributor to his death, and that the police have this false impression that if you can talk, you can breathe. That's not true. My thing, and I believe that because when that man was choking me, I said, like, it's not me. Like, you can hear me talking, but in the same sense of way, you have to do everything to defend yourself. To defend yourself, but in the same way, you're surviving. And I can understand where this man had used his breath to say, I can't breathe. That man should have released his motherfucking knee from his neck. Okay? He should have released his knee from his neck. And he should have done it immediately. I don't care what anybody say. He should have did it immediately. And it just shows you that when he didn't do it and it was being recorded, just like this is being recorded now, he did not care. And that is why people are protesting and looting, because they don't care. Now I understand. Okay? I just want to say Eric Gardner. I want to say Tamir Rice. I want to say Sandra Bland. I want to say Trayvon Martin. I want to say Mike Brown. I want to say Freddie Gray. I want to say Tamir Rice. I want to say Ahmaud Audrey. And I want to say George Floyd. Let's have a moment of silence. Okay, thank you for that moment of silence. Hey, how you doing? Yes, okay. The fiance was wrong. Look at the family autopsy. He was killed. Yes, ma'am. He was killed. He was killed. And let me explain something to you. The fiance of the police officer, she filed for divorce. She filed for divorce. But yes, it was a homicide. We do see right here that it was a homicide. Good morning, Chandel. How you doing? Thank you for being here with us. But yes, it was a homicide according to according to the autopsy here. It was an autopsy. I mean, it was a homicide according to them. Thank you for that. Okay, so the bystander who begged the officer on the scene who recorded Floyd's death on the video shared the image on social media after it went viral. Floyd deaths sparked a weak protest in all the cities and also Minneapolis. Okay, and Floyd was arrested. Floyd was arrested on suspicion of trying to use a fraudulent $20 bill. Now, my thing is this: that's allegedly. Okay, he was allegedly. That's all allegedly. Okay, and if that was the case, for $20 bill, a $20 forgery bill, you need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I see like 7 officers there. You need 7 officers to come and try to restrain or try to subdue or try to. No, you needed those officers to come there to kill this man, and that's what you did. Okay, because he died, and it's right here. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. The man died. Okay, he begged for his life and he died, and I believe that justice needs to be served. Okay. He was the judge, jury, executor. There needs to be a judge, jury, executor for his. Okay, let's keep it cute here. It's saying that it was 8 minutes, 46 seconds, and if you can see the video, and I don't want to show the video up here, but you guys can see the video, and y'all can see that this man was. I'm not gonna say this man. George Floyd was pleading for his life. Okay, and if it was me, and if it was you. You would want justice, and you would want everybody to be held responsible of taking this man's innocent life. Okay? And it's sad and it's very sick. And to the family of the Floyd, here on OmegaStudioNews and the TalkShowTea, in the session, we want to say that our condolences is with you and your family, and we will continue to speak the opinion here on this platform, okay, on what changes that we need done in America. Okay? So, okay, we see Floyd right there with his daughter, it looks like. Okay. Well, I don't know if that's his daughter, but it's with a child. All right. Now, I'm also getting more. Okay, so Okay, so people are sick and tired of being sick and tired in Georgia. That's why they're protesting, and that is why they are okay. So they seen the death of Ahmaud Arbery, and then they was wondering now. Okay, now I got it. I'm putting together two and two together now. Okay, so since the death of Ahmaud Arbery, and that the people who did this to him, it was brought to justice right after, not immediately after, because he died in February, and then all this resurfaced, and then they just now saying that they took the man who filmed the man who did this and filmed Ahmaud Arbery's death. He was taken into custody as well. So all of them are being charged with murder, and again, white men and a black person who's dead. And then now you have a white police officer and also a black man who is dead by the name of George Floyd. Okay, so again, this is a peaceful protest. This is protest, uh, virtual protest, and I can tell you that I am here with you guys, and I'm trying to do this. I know y'all haven't seen anything flash up, and I know you guys haven't seen anything on, but the only reason why y'all haven't seen that is because I'm trying to not get copyright strikes. So everything that I got to do, it has to be mine. And if I need other people, I gotta have permission for it. So if y'all not seeing other videos and other things up there, I have to have permission to get that up there, because if it's not mine, I can't use it. Okay, it's a copyright strike, and I got it because it's not mine. So I'm not gonna go through that again. I'm going to keep it cute. Right here, as you see, the background, you guys see the stick man and doing the protest, and then you have me. So all this is mine. Okay. So you can't say that's you back there, because we can't tell whether or not they're black, white, Asian, Puerto Rican, or whatever, Latin. Can't tell. So you got to have everything. It has to be yours. So again, this is my opinion, and this is my opinion from me to you on my platform. But I say justice for everybody. Justice for me, justice for you, justice for every person. Because again, if we don't go out there, it seems like I'm a broken record. It seems like I'm repeating myself. And yes, I am repeating myself, and I'm repeating what everybody else has said. I'm repeating what I said a long time ago when I did my videos. It's like we need to get out there to Washington, and we need to lobby. Okay. And also, I have a program that's supposed to be going down on Periscope, and I will have that for you. And also, we're in June. Okay. And I do want to get to the other stories, but again, this is virtual protest, and I wanted to talk about what's happening in America. And I also want to let you guys know that there is curfews in effect throughout the city. And if anything, I'm going to see if I can pull this up with the curfews. So just give me 1 second, everybody. Hope everybody's having a great Super Tuesday, and I really hope that everybody is enjoying themselves. I mean, yeah, we still on quarantine, but it's like ain't nobody really messing with that. Not saying everybody messing with it, but everybody is not really. Um, okay, so Daquan, I need you to send me. I need you to send me the information along with the session. If you're here, I need you to send me along with the session because I need the information on the Xbox. So, ladies, okay, I'm gonna move on to next subject. Okay, but again, this is continue to still be virtual protest. I'll recap everything at the end. Okay, so I'm waiting for information for Daquan Jones and the session, and also from Regional Catholic High School and Long Beach. Now I know there are people who are. Just give me 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Uh, okay, so I know that there are people who are. Um, okay, so I do know that there are people who are dealing with this. Okay. All right. I see it. I see it. I think. Thank you so much. I see it. Let me just put it on there. I'm sorry. I'm being distracted, and I'm also looking at this, and I'm also trying to get this email. Just give me 1 second, everybody, because we have this Xbox that we're going to be giving away in June. Okay, so what it is that the Omega Studio News, Talk Show T, The Session, Daquan Jones, Al Nicholson, and also Regional Catholic in Long Beach, California, all donated money to for our giveaway for June. Now, the last time that the Omega Studio News and Talk Show T gave away something was back for the anniversary for the Omega Studio News, and we gave away 64 gigabytes in scan discs, like 4 of them. Well, I do have. Do I have the okay? Okay. Well, I'm trying to see if I can get them up here. If they can come up here, but I need to know because I have it right here, and I want to go ahead and give it to the people so they can. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, hold on. Let me pick this up. Okay. So we are the Omega Studio News. The Omega Studio News is going to be giving away an Xbox. We're going to be giving away an Xbox One. And, oh, this is heavy. Xbox One. We're going to be giving away an Xbox One for the June 2020. And I am still waiting for the rules and regulations on how we're going to be giving this away because this is, I wish I had it. Okay, so you get a joystick. You get a joystick and you get the console. So in here is the joystick, the console, and it's Xbox One. Hold on. And it's a 1 TB. Okay, it's 4K Blu-ray, 4K Ultra HD, and HDR. Okay, it does not come with a game. And this Xbox One, was donated from Daquan Jones, Al Nicholson, the Talk Show T, the Omega Studio News, and also Ghetto Kitchen Man, and also the Regional Catholic High School in Long Beach. So they have come together to present this Xbox, which it will be going to someone, it'll be giveaway in June. So I guess we'll be doing this in June and trying to get people to register for that Xbox. Okay, Xbox One. I wanted to bring that up here and give it to you guys on Kobe Bryant Day. And I know it was a lot going on for Kobe Bryant Day. It wasn't no Kobe Bryant Day. I also know that there wasn't any other. There was nothing. Who? Oh, Corey Johnson. All right. I know that there was nothing else going on. But I also do want to say that we did do our last Sunday. It was the anniversary for the late Joseph Lorraine, and I want to thank everybody for tuning in on that special. Went down on Sunday when we made a 1 year anniversary. But again, if anything, Daquan, you're gonna have to send me this information yet again because I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it. I really don't see it. Let me see. Let me see. I'm looking for the email that you had sent me. Okay. Let me see. All right. Well, I'm trying to look for the email that was sent to me, but unfortunately, I can't find it. But I also want to say that again, this is virtual protest, and this is virtual protest live with me, and this is again my opinion on what's happening in America today. So I want everybody to feel, uh, that there is justice coming, and like I covered before, that people don't want this to happen again. And again, like I said, when I woke up this morning, I see that there was a lot of stuff happening in the Bronx, and stores being vandalized, businesses being destroyed, pharmacies being taken, like their medicine is being stolen from them, the weed shop is being taken, the dispensaries, everything is just being destroyed. Fires happening. It's really, really bad. Also, too, I want to also let you guys know that this is June, and June is going to June is a month that we try to regulate. We have the summer happening in June. We have some birthdays happening in June. We have some anniversaries happening in June. But again, we want to be visual because again we have these protesters going on, and the protesters going on is like a lot of things. Then we also have the coronavirus going on. A lot of people are forgetting about the coronavirus. Like the coronavirus died down, they say F the coronavirus. Well, you can't F the coronavirus if people are around people, and then it's like, where do you do the social distances and the protest? There's no social distancing in the protest. Like how I mean, everybody has masks on, but the law is like if you have a protest and then you are not 6 feet by anybody, then it is what it is. But that's not going to stop you. That's why we have virtual protests right here. We have virtual protests. And if you have any comments, keep it cute. You can put it here and I'll put it at the bottom. How is this affecting you? How is this affecting you? Is it even affecting you? Are you out there protesting? Do you have anything that you would like to say? You can put it in the comment box and I'll flash it up here on the screen. If you have any questions and any comments, your opinion, I'll flash it right here up the screen, put it in the comment box and keep it cute. Okay? Like this dude, let me see. Let me blast this dude online. And like haters, it don't bother me, fam. I don't really care about haters. Like it don't bother me. Okay? All I know is that people will say what they want to say. So I'm gonna flash this across the screen, and I want you to tell me what it is. Okay? So, oh hey, what's going on? Mo, what's up? I love you too, man. How you doing? Long time no see. How everything going over there with you, man? Let me just show you this right here. See, we have people like this. So you see how I put this up. I put this up here. This is why I can show you about haters. Okay, this person hit me up. Hello, and then I guess I didn't get their attention, so they say, "How are you?" I'm fine. Then he tells me, "Don't speak." Then he tells me, "Okay, shut up." That doesn't bother me, brother. I don't care less about this. I just want to show the people who you are and what type of behavior that you post here. I'm not going to block you. You feel free to continue to watch me. You can give me thumbs up, give me thumbs down. It really doesn't matter. It's that I'm open to everybody, honey. And it doesn't really bother me. I just want to let people know that we do have haters out there, but it don't bother me. You could comment. You can write it there, write it there. I'm not gonna block you. You can stay here as long as you want. Just keep it cute. But you don't need to tell me to shut up. Tell me to shut up for what? Okay? We need people out there to talk about this. And for that, it's like another black brother tell another black brother to shut up when you have a black man that was killed. That just shows you where your mind is at. Okay? Like seriously. But anyway. So yeah, so let's move right on. All right. So again, welcome if you're here. Thank you guys so much for being here. So again, we have this I am now getting the word. Okay, do we have a date on when we're gonna do this? Okay, so I guess that's the thing. So we're working with our partners on what we're going to do with this Xbox One and how we're going to give it away to individuals. And I think it's very grateful that individuals raise their money to get this Xbox for individuals. Again, this Xbox is going to go to a winner, and we got to see how we're going to do this. Whether we're going to do this through drawing, whether or not we're going to do this through, we got to do it through something here. I don't know how we're going to do this or how they're going to do it through emails. I don't know, but it got to be done because again, if nobody's going to take it, then I'll be more than happy to have an Xbox One in my crib. Okay, even though we know what the purpose is. All right, so with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I do know that we can go to here. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and go to the debt clock, man, because I'm getting a lot of emails on whether or not are we getting another stimulus check. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. The way everything is happening right now, we need justice before we need a stimulus check. Okay, we need peace before we need a stimulus check. Okay, so hold on. Let me go up here. Okay, at this time, we'll be going over to the debt clock, which is the stock market for the OmegaStudioNews and TalkShowTea. And on here, this actually gives you real time and on your money and where you see it's going and where it's being spent. So let's take a look right here, right now. Okay, so we are on the debt clock, ladies and gentlemen. This is the stock market for the OmegaStudioNews and TalkShowTea. Okay, so as we can see here, we see that that for some strange reason, okay, so now it shows that okay, the IRS 3 trillion. Okay, then we have our U.S. DDP, which is 20 trillion, 890 billion, 181 million. Then when we come down to our official unemployment is at 41 million, but our actual employment is 43 million, right? Where right now we have over 40 million people who applied for unemployment, which eventually it will run out soon, right? Now, let me just tell you this. The CARE Act was passed because we all got our some of us got our $1,200. Then we have the HEROES Act that was passed by Congress. I mean, not passed by Congress, passed by the House of Representatives, which would go to the Congress people. Now, what's supposed to happen is that Congress is supposed to vote on it, and then it goes to the president. Well, let me explain something to you. If they don't get that bill passed, then unfortunately, people who are receiving their unemployment benefit is going to run out. However, it's because the fact is that they have people not only collect their unemployment benefit, but they're also collecting $600 every weekly. So if you have 40 million people who apply for unemployment, and you get $600 weekly, and you get your unemployment on top of that for 2 months, 3 months, that's a lot of money. Ain't nobody gonna want to work. And then now, isn't that what the president said? He said they're giving money to people to stay home. If they want people to stay home due to the whole coronavirus and the whole fact that we're on lockdown. But my thing is this, ladies and gentlemen, we need to get this bill passed so we can have money because eventually it's going to run out, okay? And it's going to run out, and a lot of people are going to still be struggling, and they're going to still try to see how they're going to pay for their rent, how they're going to pay for their bills, and how they're going to just get by, okay? So according to the debt clock, we can see that the money is running out, and it is leaving. As we can see, the GDP, as you can see, these numbers are decreasing. They're decreasing. We're losing money from the GDP. We're losing money from the debt. I'm sorry, from the revenues. We're losing money from the GDP, and then our United States national debt is still going up, unless, again, like I said before, unless the United States file for bankruptcy. So we're at $25 trillion within debt. But if we can file for bankruptcy, then maybe we can have a reset, and then But then if we file for bankruptcy, then we will be in bankruptcy probably for 7 years and won't be able to do anything. And I see understand why we can't file for bankruptcy. But again, if you want to know about your numbers and your money in real time, just come to the debt clock. The debt clock again is the AKA stock market for the Omega Studio News and TalkShowTea. Okay. Okay. So again, if you're just joining, welcome. This is Virtual Protest Live with me, Kareem Clemons, and this is my opinion on what's happened in America. And right at the top of this hour, I have broke the news on the death again on uh, George Floyd, who again has passed. I had went and talked about how protest needs to protest. They protested peacefully, but then again, we have the looters who are doing all they can do by just stealing, destroying businesses. And again, woke up to some news in the Bronx where they destroyed pharmacies along the whole Grand Concourse, and that they destroyed businesses. You're not only destroying businesses of people, but you're destroying businesses in the community, and it's just running havoc. And again, I do want to go to this next part, which is hold on, just give me 1 second. I'm trying to find all this stuff. I don't know where the hell is that. This is curfew. This is all about curfew. Um, okay, so apparently it seems like a lot of states and a lot of cities are going through curfew, and with the curfew happening is that a lot of places are being like either curfew at 7, curfew at 6, or curfew at 11. But let me see. Okay, the officer who stood by as George Floyd died as Asian American, we need to talk about that. Yeah. I just that's what I was saying when the officer should have that was the officer that was standing there. He could have been like, yo man, it's all good. Like chill. Like seriously. It's being recorded. Like, if you say you can't breathe, like, and it would have been if that guy would have been a hero, but apparently he was sticking up for his buddies, and unfortunately, this man died. 12 random police officers were fired and 3 were placed on death after they used force and arrested 2 college students. Yep, we did see that video, where the 2 officers pulled out one of the women out of the car and also tased the man, out of the car. Matter of fact, let me see if I can go to those videos, because I'm talking and I mean, people are like, where are these videos at? Okay, let me just see if I can do this. Okay, the first video is going to be the police officer trying to use the car to hit the people in New York. Okay, this is the first video that I'm going to show you guys, because people are like, where the hell is this video at? Okay, okay, first video. Because they're like, where is this video at? And I'm like, the video is here. So just give me 1 second, everybody. I'm gonna get the video for you guys so you guys can see the video, okay? Because people are like, where's this video? And the sponsor is coming from Twitter. The sponsor is coming from Twitter. Okay, so who they say, so the officers who they say about. So let me just go to this first video. This first video is a video of the police officers trying to ram their car into the protests. Okay. Okay. All right, so this video here is the video where the guy tried to run his car over. And this video right here is the video where the police officer tried to intervene. And you can see it right here. So what we're seeing in this video, we're seeing that a whole bunch of people are plowing up on this police car, and they are trying to, I guess, stop the car, and they're protesting, and they're throwing stuff, and you can see someone threw a cone and garbage bag and everything. And then now you see another police car that pulls up right here, and then this is what you see. This is the video that's out there. You guys tell me what y'all think about that. Again, this is the video that is being surfaced online where they're saying that the NYPD is showing the type of response to protests in New York where, boom, and then they try to, and then also the mayor said that he condones this. But the governor had said that this is not the type of behavior that officers need to be displaying towards individuals when they're protesting. But even if they were, he could have been on his loudspeaker like, please step back, please move away from the vehicle, or you will be arrested. Not this. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. Okay? So my other video that I want to show is going to be where the two Atlanta police officers were fired when they were placed on desk duty for this video. This is what they did. Okay, I'm going to show you what they did right here. Okay, so these are the officers that did what they did, and you guys look at the video and show me why, and should they be on desk duty or should they be fired? Now, I don't know if there's audio to this, but I don't want to play audio. I just want to show the video. This video is from Twitter. These are the two officers. So look what they did. So it looked like it was more than 12. They punctured the wheels of the car. They grabbed her out of the passenger side, and then look at the boy in the driver's seat. They broke his window. They tased him. Look at this. And I think it's more than, it should be more than just these two police officers. Jesus Christ. Look at this. Look at this. This is Atlanta, y'all. So again, this is the video that a lot of people are outraged about. And again, they are saying that the two police officers were, okay, so they were fired and 3 was placed on desk duty for their use and force and arresting 2 college students. And you guys just seen the video right there. It looked like it was more than 5 people that was involved with that. Okay, it looked like it was more than 5 people that was involved with this. How many people do y'all count? How many people do y'all count in this video? How many people do y'all count in this video? Just give me 1 second. How many people do y'all count in this video? It looked like it's more than 5 officers because they said it was three, two of them that was fired, and three of them. So it looked like 1, 2, 3. It looked like three of them. 4. I see 1, 2, 3, 4. I see. Let's see the person who slashed the car. 5. Okay, so we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. He slashed the tires, pulled it out. That's okay. So we about 5. Okay, so you can't really see, but you see the contents of what's happening here. Unbelievable. This young man is like, what the hell is going on here? I don't even know what's going through this young man's mind. Oh my God. I would be sick and disgusted. Oh my goodness gracious. My God, my God, my God. I have no idea what's happening in this country, but I can tell you that this is happening. And those are videos that I wanted to show you guys. I wanted to show you a police officer, and I wanted to show y'all that video because I talk about it. And those videos came from Twitter. So if you guys want to find that video, y'all can go on Twitter and find it. And there was also another video where they said that there was looting and that there was other stuff that was happening in the BX. So let me just see. There was a short video that I had seen, and this video was where the store was destroyed and the pharmacy was destroyed. I don't think I have the video. Okay. Anyway. Okay. How's it going? 10. Thank you so much for being here. Okay. So again, if you are just joining me, this is virtual protests, and I am protesting virtually live here on social media, and I'm using my platform, my OmegaStudioNews and TalkShowTea platform, to talk about what's happening, in my opinion, and how I feel what's happening in America. Okay, so again, hello to everybody. If you can like, share. And if you're on Facebook, you can subscribe. So every time when I go live, you'll know that I am here. And on Facebook, hello to everybody who's there as well. Okay? It's time for some more coffee. But anyway, I do want to also tell you that at this time, I will be going into the OmegaStudioNews and TalkShowTea schedule. Okay. So at this time, I will go into this part of the segment. All right, so we in June. So with June happening, we do know that we have the Live at 9, we have the OmegaStudioNews and TalkShowTea. We have Prison View Friday, we have Kobe Bryant Sunday, and we have Super Tuesday and Throwback Thursday. So I can tell you that they're slowly coming because we do know that a lot of things are opening up and a lot of people are going back to work, but they have to get a coronavirus test. I don't know if it's mandated, but I do know that the coronavirus test is free in that area. I'm not taking that. I'm not going to have somebody stick something in my nose, and I already know. Okay. And the fact is that, you know, this happened back in, February, March, April, May, June. And, you know, I wear masks, but I don't wear masks. I just stay away from people. I've been doing it, and I'm still continuing it because it is what it is. And I don't need the government to tell me when to wash my hands and when to sneeze in my side or when to wear, gloves and stuff. Why do you need the government to tell you that? You should already know that, okay? You should already know how to take care of yourself and prepare yourself. And, you know, it is what it is. Okay? I'm just saying, these are just my opinions. Okay? You don't have to like what you hear. You don't have to watch what you hear. You can go to someone else's page. But I do know that we do have people who are here and our fans for the OmegaStudioNews and the TalkShowTea platform. So that's why we're going to do everything we can to try to put this out there and to get everybody to understand that if each person is out there doing what they can do to talk about this matter, then maybe somebody could really go out there and push for the matters that cause for us. You understand what I'm saying? Again, back to the lobbying, back to the whole writing a bill and going out to Washington and changing laws. So when something like this attempts to happen again, then we can already be ready to say, okay, well, the laws are saying that that person will be definitely held responsible, even if they did say that the police union or anybody else was holding them back and that they couldn't do it because they alimony or whatever, or I don't know what it is. Then the law itself would say that this person will be held, will be guilty until proven innocent. Okay, but in this case, this man had died. George Floyd died when he said he couldn't breathe, just like Eric Gardner and Tamir Rice and Sandra Bland and Freddie Gray and Eric Gardner and Trayvon Martin and Mike Brown, just like all of those people who died from violence here in America, and their names are here in American soil forever in the foundation. And you know, we have another Ahmaud Arbery, and then another, and I know there's other names out there. I know I'm forgetting a lot of names, but there are lots and lots of names out there. Matter of fact, wait, where's my friend? Okay, so my friend Mo, he's here up here. I don't know if he's here up here now, but around the way there's like this photo, and I'm gonna see if I can. I think I have that photo, but if I can get the photo, I'm gonna have that photo, and it has all the names of people. Matter of fact, that's gonna be my mission for this week. By this end of this week, I'm gonna have that photo. I'm gonna take a photo. I'm gonna take a picture, and I'm gonna have it there, and I'm gonna show you all the names that is in on this paper, and it has their face, and it has their the day they died and how they died. Okay, and I believe it was all through police brutality. Okay, so again, if you're just joining, this is the virtual protest live with Kareem Clemons. Also, too, I do want to shout out to T.S. Madison, who was live on the Queen's Supreme Court on docket 06012020. And I see that there was a lot of people, and I think Derek J was her virtual guest. But I do know that the jury review is going to come out. I did forget about that. The jury review is something that will be coming back. But again, we want to do it different because we don't want to get any copyright strike from nobody. Again, the OmegaStudioNews TalkShowTea did get a copyright strike for the launching of SpaceX. Now, they're like, well, that's not their content. Okay, what the hell? It's not our content. It's not our stuff. You're right. You're absolutely right. We have to get permission. So again, you don't want to be sued. Okay, we have to get permission. So I think administration for the OmegaStudioNews and TalkShowTea will reach out to T.S. Madison and reach out to anybody else. If we want to use their content up here for OmegaStudioNews, we got to do things the right way. Okay, we got to do things the right way. We can't just, the OmegaStudioNews TalkShowTea cannot just show things. Just like how I know in some of my other videos that, you know, even though it's on the World Wide Web and, you know, usually go to Media Takeout, or we usually go to, just social media network, but we got to get permission. The OmegaStudioNews got to get permission when it comes to using certain things. So I guess I wasn't aware of that then, but now I am, and I'm just letting you guys know that. So if the show looks a little bit more dead than it live than it was before, and that's because it's copyrights. You got to get rights. You got to get copyrights. All right, you got to get permission. Okay. So with that being said, I want to thank everybody for tuning in to this virtual protest live with Kareem Clemons. I do want to say that if you guys can join me on my Periscope, I'm going to be doing something on there, and also I'll have something else put up before you guys, because I know I haven't been on here, and I want to be up here because I think that is very important that we can get our word across through virtual, whether or not it's through your platform, Facebook, Twitter, Periscope, Instagram, Snapchat. Okay. So again, thank you guys so much. And I thank everybody for the comments. I thank everybody for the good comments. I thank everybody for the bad comments. I thank everybody just commenting and viewing and everything. Okay. Again, like I said, when you comment, just keep it cute. And, just it's going to be posted here for people to see. Thank those who are here. Thank those who are on their way. And again, this has been another edition of Omega Studio News TalkShowTea. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me see something. Matter of fact, because I didn't even do this, let me see if there is any breaking news. Well, there's always breaking news. Like, I mean, it's always breaking news. Uh, okay, well, if there is breaking news, it's breaking news. But again, my time is done here for this part and segment of the virtual protest live with me, Kareem Clemons. Again, this is my opinion on what's happening in America. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I will see you guys very, very soon. Bye.